Hi guys and girls on YouTube and welcome to my channel. Well, look at this somebody's brought in for repair. It's a Vega 542. Now this is not a model I'm familiar with. I did once repair a few of these a long time ago, but they had a metal case. So let's turn it on first and just see what the problem is. I've managed to figure out how you strip it down. I've got all the case off. Let's just have a quick look at the problem first. Right, so it's connected up to a skybox. We do have a signal going in. Let's turn up the volume.
Over 8/10 of a second faster. Dying now, you can see it.
And as you can see, the fault we have is no vertical or horizontal sync. Now I've had a quick look through my service manuals, and that's the closest I can come up with the Vega 402. In fact, this is well before we actually opened the shop. It's when we work from home. And if you look at the postmark on the stamp, it's 25th of March 1985. So that was possibly the last time I repaired one of these Russian sets. And although this is completely different, it does seem to have a lot of similarities. The actual back panel there, that looks the same. So although I don't have a diagram for the 542, we do have one for the 402, and well, let's just hope that there's enough similarities on here to find the fault. So this seems to be arranged on two boards like I've got. We've got the IF and signals, and down here on another panel we've got the time base. Now I've had a look and it appears to be TR8 that acts as a sync separator. So what I'm going to do is just have a good look through here first to see if I can find anything that's... I think that's the signals panel. I think it's going to be on the underneath. So let's see if we can find anything that's marked up TR8 and have a play around that with a scope. Right, so that's actually the underside, and you access this board by removing two screws, and then this board lifts up. And it's on a piece of string, so you can't lift it out anymore. But on the top here I've located, where is it, a transistor marked VT8, not TR8. So that's going to be a good starting point, is to just have a look around that with a scope and see what waveforms we've got on it. Right, so actually I didn't have to look too hard there. Trying to hold the camera as well as scope probe. So I'll scope onto there. We have the video signal, but on the other side of that capacitor there, we have no video signal. So this is what we're looking at here, and the diagram does seem to be remarkably similar. Maybe it's the same one with just a different model and a plastic case. But anyway, that's the video feed into the sync separator. We've got video on one end of C15, but nothing on the other end to the sync separator transistor. So presumably that's open circuit. So let's whip it out. I'm just going to have to get the camera in focus. I'm going to have to turn this on its side so we can whip it out. That's it's actually displaying colour bars now from a skybox. Right, well that wasn't too difficult, was it? The video coupling capacitor to the sync separator is completely open circuit. Now the only problem is trying to work out what this is, because it's got some funny Russian markings on it. Right, so it's got 100B, 1MK. I wonder if it's 1 microfarad, but there again, I've just had another idea. Let's have a quick look in the parts list and see what it says, because all them numbers don't really mean anything to me. Right, so that's the one there. It's C15 on the diagram with the positive plate to the base of TR8. Let's have a look in the parts listing. What did we say it was? C15. And there it is, C15, 1 microfarad. Sorted. Right, well that's a start. It's locked in the horizontal position, but it's not locked in the vertical. So let's turn attention now to that capacitor there, C18. Right, well that's C18 out as well. That's also a 1 microfarad. Let's just have a look there, C18, and we've already changed C15, so C18, C18, yeah, that's also a 1 microfarad, so let's just pop one of them in. Right, so that's your 2 new caps. You can see I've not cut the wire off yet, and that's sorted, absolutely perfect lock. Now the only thing I have noticed is that the height's a little bit stretched, so let's put the skybox on TV guide, and you can see we've not got this bit, it's actually upside down. Let's turn the camera upside down, so it just wants the height reducing a bit now, but yeah, that's absolutely perfect. That was a lot simpler than what I thought it would be. So I'll just cut them leads, reassemble it, and then we'll find the height control, and I'll put it all back together, and I'll show you with a picture on. Right, so that's the vertical size control there, R22. Now I couldn't actually find it on the back of this board, but now I've lifted it up, I can see where it is. You've got the height and the linearity controls, and when that board's down, they're accessible through this hole here. And if you have a look, both the height and the linearity are actually set right to one end, so somebody's already been having a play with this, presumably trying to cure the no sync fault. But just as an afterthought, I'm thinking now, them 2 caps are replaced there. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 3 other ones there. It might be just worth putting new ones in here, regardless of whether they're faulty or not. And one of them caps is actually part of the line oscillator circuit there. So even though it's working, I'm thinking I'm just going to change them other 3, and then we'll set up the height and the linearity. Right, so that's all them 6 caps changed, but a quick word of warning here. Although this diagram does actually seem to be very, very similar, even though it's a different model, it's not. Because in my set, capacitor C12 is 22 microfarad, whereas if you look on here, C12 in this one is actually 300 microfarad. So although the diagram is good enough for fault finding, check the capacitors you're taking out when you're changing them. Don't just put what it says in the diagram. Right, let's get it switched on, set up the height and the linearity, and we'll see where we go from there. So what I've done here is same as what I used to do back in the 1980s. I've wrote on here what the problem was, and then the next time I get one of these, I won't have to look for it. That's if I actually ever get one of these again. But that's the caps. Let's just darken it up a bit. Now, incidentally, the guy who brought this in, he actually watches my YouTube channel. He said he's a subscriber of mine. So let's see if he recognises his own telly been repaired. Right, let's find the on and off switch.
Right, so you've got this pool, that great seating area over there, the barbecue. I mean, literally, you can just pick a spot and spend the whole day here.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to be a golfer to come here?
Not at all, no. It's a family resort, but there is a lot of golfers that live here.
And that black band, of course, is obviously coming from the camera. It's not on the telly.
In Spain. This golf course is actually designed by Jack Nicklaus, so it's quite a renowned golf course in the area.
Oh, famous golfer?
Yes.
Wow.
But yeah, they're absolutely perfect.
It's been a real pleasure. What a great property.
Alright guys and girls on YouTube, many thanks for watching my channel, and I'll catch you in the next video then.
But I hope they also can see themselves entertaining at our final option in the Donna Innes urbanisation. It's just a 5-minute drive north of Torrevieja Centre, but also has a great selection of cafes, bars and shops.